Well, it looks like we're up and running. Yeah, I never can tell with this stupid thing. Okay, the link is posted at the bench. And go back here. And we got one watching. So we got a thumbs up and one watching. So hit that thumbs up button, show us the like. We do this every Monday and Friday at 7 o'clock Central. I try to be on time. Let's see here. I have the waiting room enabled. So if you log on and you don't get in right away, just hold on a second. I'll see it. It'll come up there and I'll let you in if I know you. Now you have to be a member of Stunt Hangar in order to get that link. And I have to know who you are before I let you in, because we've had some unscrupulous idiots posting all kind of weird stuff. So par for the day. Now we talk about everything here: building, flying, old times, what airplanes you like, this, that, and the other. And I usually run this till 9 o'clock. So it's 7 to 9. And if nobody comes on in the first half hour, I'll just shut it off. So please be on time. Don't wait till the after party, because the after parties are going to go away. Because it seems like that's what everybody's using this for, is the after party. Here we go. We got Gary Sinclair. I'll admit him in. Gary's working on a t-shirt for us.
Yeah.
Got any ideas?
Yeah. Had to find me a plane, so
Any I could look through that stunt history book and find one, Les McDonald stiletto, whatever. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's pick something that was in that book when we started 20 years ago. Come on out of there. Let's see what airplane was the winning deal in 06. This is 04, 05. 05 was SB11. Kenny Stevens was the plane of the year in 06. Let's see what else is on here.
SB11 was way back then, huh?
Shit, it's been around since the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Well, guess what?
I look back at these people, they all look the same to me 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I had my Supermarine that year.
Rice wants to know if he's logged in.
You're not on here. You got to go
If
to
he-
Stunt Hangar and log into Stunt Hangar and then go to at the bench. I need to give a computer class, I guess. Let me look here. Make me work. Well, I got 30 users. Well, as far as looking at the users on Stunt Hangar, I do not see you logged into Stunt Hangar.
Because if not, do you know my password?
Do what?
Or can you reset me?
I can reset you if you call me on the phone, and I'm. Yeah, I hope you got my phone number.
Well, I can put the SB11 in there, all right. Just need to see the trim you had before, I guess.
Not me. Kenny Stevens was the plane of the year for
Uh,
2022. What does Wayne say? I'd like to help these guys, but
haven't
can't
said
use.
anything yet.
If not, do you know my password?
So, likes given. Can you tell me if I'm logged in?
And you're not.
If not, do you know my password?
I do
Or
not.
or can you reset me?
I can,
I don't know what,
but you have to call me on the phone.
but he's a supporter, so he's probably got the website there again.
Let me look for them
Yeah,
here. Members, search for members.
I mean,
Nice. The reason why you have to call me on the phone, if I reset your password and I give it out over the internet,
yeah,
yeah, he's a 24 supporter. Got him at gmail.com. Is that still your email?
he's looking for your number.
Well, there's no way we can send a private message on, well, matter of fact, go to Pampa. It's in the Pampa directory. I can't put my number in the chat here because everybody in the world would have it. Hope you understand that.
And just can't he go to the website like I do and just
He
pull
can't
up
get
at the
logged in.
bench and oh,
He's not logged in. I can walk him through how to stay logged on if we're on the phone. And I can't, like I say, I can't send him a private message on YouTube. It goes out to everybody in the world.
yeah. Hmm.
Let's see. Participants 3. It says 3. Oh, Steve Smith, admit. There we go. We need to play sound. There we are. I'll tell you what I can do, I think. I'll try this. There's comes Carl Reed. How do you invite somebody? Invite by choose from the list, email. Is your email still gmail.com? I can send you an invite through Gmail. Wayne?
He says, no, I understand that, but I don't know what he's under.
Your email address still at gmail.com.
Who are you talking to, Sparky?
Oh, God. Wayne Rice.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know how I can. Let's see here. Okay, somebody turn their TV off.
What the hell? Oh. Yeah.
Here comes Joe, iPad.
Hey, Joe.
Well, did you see
Good evening.
Joe, did you see the NTSB on Greg Biffle's crash?
I did not.
Well, I watched this other guy, Captain Steve. Captain Steve. You
That's
seen
all
him?
right. I know of
Yeah.
him. I don't know him, but I know of him. Yeah.
He's was doing the referral on the NTSB report, and you have to have a rating for that Cessna.
That's ATP. That's right. You got to go to
Right.
school. You
So
got to
they
go to
had
school.
they had this guy who was an airline pilot, and he did
Yeah.
have qualifiers for second seat. He had to have. You're supposed to have two pilots on that airplane.
Oh,
Well, there was three pilots on that airplane, but only one of them was qualified
that's right.
to fly that, but he wasn't qualified to fly it without a second seat, meaning he was second seat. He should have had a captain of in the quals. I don't understand how that
Yeah.
worked. But anyway, there's been a problem with the yoke on that airplane. They looked at past NTSB reports of crash
Oh
Cessna
my.
citations, and there's been cracks at the bottom of the weights on the yoke, and they've been. We're gonna mute you for a second, Carl.
Sure.
Maybe. Come on. I got my damn hand in there. Just mute yourself if you would, or maybe I can do it this way.
Yeah. No, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Anyway, let's see, where was I?
You had a crack in a weight or
Yeah, crack
something.
in the counterbalance weight of the elevators, and they read a report. They had a crash very similar to this one in Milwaukee, where the pilot took off and lost pitch, attitude control, and turned around and
Oh,
crashed.
son.
So
That.
nothing's definitive yet. It won't come out for a month or two.
They might be onto something there. That airplane. If you lose an engine in it, it's still got more power than a 182. I mean, they fly good on one engine. No
Right.
reason to crash it. I don't. Yeah, something happened besides losing an engine, and that makes that snatching on you and pulling and pushing and not that'd be tough. And they don't know who was the second pilot.
No, they don't know who.
The
They don't know
man's
who was
son.
flying it. They
The
don't know who
man.
was
That's
flying it
right.
or anything.
Well, they could. There's ATP captain, this Air Force trained retired airline captain. I read he was probably in charge because he had the only one that had a rating to fly it.
Right.
But I think the citation, I'm not sure about that one. I'm pretty sure it is a single pilot legal airplane.
Yes, but
But
recommended for two.
that two's better. Well, either Biffle or the other guy was in the right seat, and neither one of them probably been to school. I don't know that. Neither one of them were ATP rated. They were both private pilots. You can look up all that and see what they had for ratings.
Well,
The boy, his son, just got a private license in the last month, several months.
right.
Biffle's been a pilot for a while, got a multi-engine, but I can't tell you if he's been to school or not. I don't know. But those airplanes, you need to go to school twice a year to fly those things for insurance purposes most of the time.
Yeah. Well, they said that all the medicals were up to date of all the pilots, and but nobody had a rating except for the one guy.
Yeah, and I think it's I saw he had 737s and DC-10s and all MD-11, all kind of ratings. He's
Right.
ATP pilot. He was I hope he had been to school. I don't know if he had been or not on that
Well, I
airplane.
would imagine being a commercial pilot.
I mean, but like if you want to get a Learjet, you got to go to Learjet school. You want a citation school, Gulfstream school. You know, they got schools for different airplanes. You got different systems on board you need to learn how to run. And I don't know what he'd been to. I don't think you get insurance on something like that unless you have been to school, you know.
Right. Well, it was Biffle's airplane.
Uh-huh. Well, that what he's thinking sounds logical to me. That's a good guess. They'll learn more later, but that is a good guess.
They just guessed because of the pitch control. They took off, and they said it was cleaned up, and then it made a turn, and then they reconfigured it. You know, for the landing, the lights were on, the gear was down, but the plane was going like that.
Galloping. Oh, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. I did see where it hit. The last indication it had on the flight aware was 148 knots, which is that's a pretty much normal speed for that airplane on short final. Maybe a little fast, but not terrible.
It was low. It was real low.
Yeah, but it could have been oscillating, and he's chasing it, and it. Somebody I said read it went through a pole or in trees or something.
It
ended up on the runway, but it had trouble getting there.
Yeah.
There's a thumbs up.
Yep. Went through the light pole on the end of the runway.
Light pole, okay. What a tragedy. Tragedy.
Yeah, I watched that crash. It was terrible.
Terrible.
Fireball. You wouldn't figure you'd walk away from that.
No, sir. The 148 knot and the fireball, it's over, I think. That's hitting the ground going pretty fast. And that's what the airspeed was on the last flight aware, ADSB and all that stuff. They'll figure it out. There's people they're gonna learn.
Of course, I don't know that airplane that crashed in Iowa. Do you remember that one where they lost all control?
I flew over that about 5 days after that happened, and you can still see the fire burnt out in the field.
People lived.
That was a miracle, dude. Those boys fought that rascal to the very last end, man.
I think the crew members, the pilots, lived.
Some of them did, I think. I don't remember exactly who all, but it did have. There was a lot of people lived in that.
Yeah. They had no rudder, no elevator control. They flew by engine thrust.
That's right. Then you put the gear down, the flaps down to slow down. You had to change the thrust, and I don't know if the trim tabs would work or not.
That's some quick thinking.
Oh, son, they did really good for what they had to work with.
Captain Steve was talking about another citation that crashed. That the pilot was at its, it tells you when to lift off. Well, I can't remember what he called it, but
V1.
Yeah, that V1, and they were up to speed on V1, so they had no alternative except for to take off. But the pilot kept pulling back, and it wouldn't come off the ground.
That's your first indicator. Something's wrong.
Yeah. So he had to abort the takeoff and crashed into the end, turned off and crashed the end of the runway. But the NTSB found out that he had his trim tabs turned all the way down, nose
Oh
down.
my goodness, the trim wasn't adjusted.
Right. So that was pilot error.
That's pilot error for sure. That's part of the checklist.
But I wouldn't think that a little trim tab would keep you from lifting off when you got a great big huge surface.
There's a lot of power involved in that. It'll be surprising. Next time we go flying, you can fly it and I'll run the trim tab. You'll be surprised. You can overpower mine, but like a Husky, if you come in full flaps and full up trim to land and you go around, you better just run your hand down that wheel and give it that much trim.
Here comes some
up.
wisdom. He'll know. Ed Waski's coming in. I know you've been following Greg Biffle, haven't you, Ed?
Yeah, I was finishing some stuff. I heard what you were saying, and I had some stuff to add.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar with Dan Greider, Probable Cause?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, he does accident investigations. He's a pilot, and he had a special on yesterday, and a lot of things were brought up. He actually had a copy of one of the transmissions to the FBO and stuff. And so if you type in probable cause, Dan Greider, his one about the accident, you go to, it starts at about 14 minutes, but basically, oh shoot, let me get my picture back. Basically, they, listening to what he had to say, you did have the Delta pilot in the pilot seat. He said the radio transmission. What did I just do? The radio transmission that he has is the sun saying we have an engine problem turning back. And so when you're looking at the citation 2, and of course you already talked about being certified, that aircraft can be certified for, wavered for a single pilot, and he showed his certificate on the video, and it did not show that he was. And Dan Greider showed his on how he has a special waiver for it. So, if all this comes out to be true, that's one thing that wasn't quite right. But the citation 2 with the 15Ds in the flight manual, it talks about single engine flying. It talks about no more than, I think, 10 degrees or no more than takeoff or approach flaps with gear down and stuff. And supposedly they had full flaps and gear down. So when you're at probably awful close to maximum gross rate, everything that they're saying is it's one of those things where the one engine that was running might have not had enough to make you climb and stuff. So who knows?
You don't think it was the yoke like Captain Steve said?
I'm sorry?
You don't think it was the fractured yoke like the Captain Steve said? They've had problems.
That wasn't said on this video that he did. He mentioned 5 communications with the FBO, and he only played 1 for you. And so, but people are saying that the voice and the way that was talked was on the comm side, but when the evidently the son talked to made the transmission, he said, we have an engine running rough. And so that doesn't surprise me, because if you haven't got much turbine time, we have compressor stalls and power reduction on engines and stuff. I had that happen to me in Malaysia with the Air Force, talking about trying to pump the throttle, and he couldn't get the engine to respond. And he's, we're talking about a jet engine, not an accelerator pump on a carburetor and
Should have
stuff.
threw it into afterburner.
You don't have one.
I know.
Yeah.
And
But,
a little
did you-
water could cause that issue too. Dirty
Yep.
fuel, there's a lot of stuff could cause that.
Yep. So, but what surprised me was they did show that the forward nose right side door was off and missing, but that could have happened on a crash as well
Easily.
as well as the if you looked at the number 2 engine, it had severe damage to the fan, and the nose cone was missing off of it. So that nose cone, you have to put it on, you have to clock it, and then you have to put all the safety stuff in place for it to stay in place. So that's kind of suspicious to me.
It couldn't happen on impact. It come off.
Well, it could, but I'll tell you what.
They're bolted on pretty good, aren't they, Ed?
Oh yeah, the way it is that cone goes in. You got to clock it, and when you clock it, then you got to put in the retainer that locks it in place, and that. So I've only heard of one other one coming loose, and that's somebody that didn't stake the bolt properly, and that. And luckily, that happened on startup, and that. So
All we
there's.
did then was spod the engine, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, but once again, like I said, if you're coming in and you hit the poles and all that stuff, who knows what it can cause? So,
Well,
but
they did have 4 points on that, so that was good. They got something to work with. No flight recorder, but they do have a voice recorder, and they
Yeah.
sent that to Washington.
yeah. So I mean, the truth will come out in regards to certificates and in regards to what's being said and stuff. So, who knows? It's just a shame. Let's just hope that it doesn't confirm to be basically, a pilot air thing. But that's what they're speculating. So, so Dan Greider gave all this information because he wanted to talk about it, and he said, let me know what you think. Am I full of BS? But he had a lot of he showed a lot of things on his program to make you sit and think pretty hard. So it's just a shame. And
If it's true that airplane won't fly at gross weight with full flaps and gear in one engine, that means it's going to be settling.
Right.
You ain't going to make it climb. It's not going to, so it's going to come to the earth.
Yeah.
And the last thing I saw on Flight Aware was showing, I think, 148 knots or 143 knots. I forget.
Yeah, and
that's pretty fast.
And single engine, you needed at least, I think, 141 knots at least.
So he was close to that number.
So,
on the last,
he was right at that number.
The last take. But I don't know how long that is before it hit either. You don't know. But
Right.
if it was sinking and you keep pulling, it's only going to get worse.
Yep.
It settles faster, not slower.
So, of course,
Man,
he's saying, number one, why did you drop full flaps? And they'll be able to find that real easy because you just look at where the actuators were after the crash and stuff. And if you're coming in and trying to stay below weather, doing a visual, why would you put the gear down so soon?
The last thing, or the flaps, leave one or the other.
Yeah.
I'd get the flaps, get the gear and leave the flaps alone. I can land without flaps if I had to.
That's right. Well,
I can't land without
but if you're fully loaded and you've already going to max power.
Yeah. They don't do nothing.
Yeah. And he showed the flight manual reference where it said no more than, I think, takeoff or approach flaps and with gear down. And so we'll see. And that's just a shame.
Oh my goodness, yes.
You know, it's once again, something like that. You're low and slow. You have a split second to make a right decision and stuff. And if you make the wrong one, you're around for the ride.
It goes. It's so horrible, and how fast things can go south.
Yeah.
Well,
You
I
know,
found him. It's a 2-hour program.
I'm sorry.
I found Dan Greider, probable cause,
Okay.
2 hours. He's from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It starts at, minute 14, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. And stuff. And so he did a good one. In fact, he called me because I sent him a message. He did a good one with the runway incursion that happened about 9 months ago, where a Gulfstream had to shoot across the runway with somebody taking off or landing, and he did a good one in showing you that number one, they used a closed runway for a taxiway, and all the markings weren't legible or there in place for what they did as far as rerouting and closing a runway. And so it was understandable how these pilots could make a mistake and stuff. And then the next time he followed up with the program and he showed us a picture of the airport, all of a sudden the markings were there on the runway taxiway and stuff. So
Cover thine own ass.
yeah, he's one of those guys where he'll tell you what he thinks. You know, he'll speculate and go and but you know, like anything, anytime I've done anything like this, you got to go wherever the forensics takes you and stuff.
they're
So,
going to learn more yet. They don't know everything.
oh yeah, and the FAA's got to be careful in what they say, you know, and stuff. So, what
Did
comes
he
out in the
also
report?
did he also mention there was another plane took off right after them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
took off, and
Mhm.
my understanding was it came back and landed
At the same airport
at the same airport
while it's on fire.
while it was on fire, heading
Must-
towards it.
Yeah, heading towards it.
That's very, very not okay.
Well, it doesn't have a tower there. It's just like landing on a grass
Oh.
field.
Yeah,
Okay, just a
yeah. One, I where I flew in Mississippi, I was in my little 150, and I was in the pattern, and I'm in the pattern, and this Lear called a long final for Tri-County Airport, and I never heard anything. As I'm touching down, here goes this Learjet over top of me, having to go around to come back into land again and stuff. So who knows? But
used to
What?
at Okmulgee. I flew down there for years. Just a Unicom, and
yeah,
there's a jet there, and they were pretty good about using the radio. And if they call in 10 miles south, I just say my number and say I'm leaving. When you get in, tell me you touch down. I'll come back and land. I just leave, dude. Go
yeah,
out away from that mess. I don't want to be near that jet in the pattern.
yeah. Well, I had very few hours at the time, probably had just sold, and
You
I
just
did,
missed the call.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
He said he called, but by golly, I didn't hear him. And that,
If you called, he should have heard you too.
yeah,
It's the wonder there's more accidents there at Oshkosh, isn't it? 'Cause I saw
Yeah.
oh
had
my
that
golly,
flight.
Mess.
Oh my gosh, it's circling around waiting to land.
yeah,
It looked like
that's
a mess.
Land over the
that's
top, land over the top, land on yellow dot, green dot, blue
yeah,
dot.
yeah, that's
Oh,
yeah,
Them
and
aircraft controllers got to be military guys at Oshkosh.
no, they're all the best of the best at regular towers, typically speaking.
Ex-military though, right?
Oh, they could. I don't know if they're ex-military. I know a
not
lot
necessarily,
of controllers
not
that might be
necessarily.
ex-military. Ex-military, military is not Riverside Airport's way more difficult than any military base in the country. They have 250,000 takeoff and landings a year. There's no military base has that much.
I helped the Aero Club at Point Magoo Missile Test Center, and I took care of the Aero Club's T-34s. And so I had brought mine back from overseas, and so we go out to go fly, and I go Magoo Tower. This is student pilot on such and such end number because boy, they talk 100 miles an hour. And he slowed way down for me, so that was nice.
If any of that's important, tell me to it like it's important. And you can ask for progressive, you know, if you're the stranger.
Oh, yeah. My guys, we really push that progressive taxis on these airports. Now, luckily, the busier airports, you have to do a follow me truck now, or somebody has to be familiar, or somebody has to be familiar with it. One of the last ones I taxied was a G200 at Dulles and stuff.
Ooh.
And so they go, well, you know what? You got two FBOs. So I was on the one side, and they go, well, you're just gonna go out and turn left and go over there and do your runs and stuff. And luckily there was extra guys in the cockpit. And what do? They put me in mainstream with all the airlines, major three frequency changes as you're taxiing and stuff. And it's like, oh my golly. It's like, you talk about stressful. And of course, a lot of them now also have the airport diagram. So you can look at your aircraft and where you're at exactly.
And you see Charlie Kilo coming up.
Yeah.
Sometimes
They ought
they'll
to
say
have is lights, red lights or green lights or yellow lights, and just say, follow the yellow line.
that may happen. They'll say taxi via Zulu, cross 3-1, hold short or 1 right. Then they'll say cleared cross 1 right via taxiway Juliet to Alpha, hold short. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, you know.
Yeah. Well, that almost mid at LaGuardia on taxi. Have you guys heard about that one?
I did.
You had the airline landing cleared to the gate. The aircraft was leaving the gate, and when you looked at the directions that they gave the guy taxiing out, they gave him a whole list of instructions to take him to the other runway, and then they said hold short or hold on like Alpha. Well, Alpha was right after they turned to leave the FBO, but they were saying take this taxiway, this taxiway, this taxiway, this taxiway, hold short, Alpha. So the guy's already starting to taxi out, and normally they'll have you, you know, they won't give you all the instructions. They'll let you know to go so and so and hold. And so, you know, that was basically pretty poor on the controller's part. And that, so I would imagine that would have been on him more than anything else. So
And if the
it's
engines
crazy.
ain't running right, don't take off.
Don't take off.
That's right.
He's talking about those chipmunk, what'd you call it? Panhead.
Sound like a knucklehead, but
It
terrible.
just had a foul plug. It came out of it once it got warmed up a little.
Yeah. Hey, I was trying to buy when I was covering Asia, the Thai Air Force was getting rid of 19 chipmunks.
I'll be darned, sure.
And I tried to buy one or two and stuff, and never could happen. But it's like, holy smokes. I would go over to Bangkok and help out the military and just look at those things sitting there. And just like T-34s in the Philippines, T-28s, T-34s, I bid on a whole lot of T-28s and missed the bid on that one. And the T-34s, I missed the bid because people were paying crazy money, and I knew the conditions of everything.
They didn't know what they're buying. That's
yeah. And then so anyway,
Yeah.
change the subject. I am now cleared to walk.
Outstanding.
There you go.
2 months. Got out of the car and walked in the house instead of wheelchair.
Very
Stuff.
good, Ed. That's great
Yeah.
news.
Feel pretty good?
Well, yeah, but it let me know I was
Yeah.
walking because I was sitting at the chair listening to you on my little on my little phone with my leg up and ice on it, and it's like, well, since we're talking about that stuff, let me hop back out to the man cave. I'm back out in the man cave, and just let you know. But
Did you know the Beechcraft Bonanza first flew today, 80 years ago?
wow,
Think about that, Ed. How many times you been into Bonanza?
oh my golly,
Hundreds and hundreds of
and
hundreds.
that landing gear system is the same today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that gearbox, I rebuilt mine in the T-34, rebuilt the sector gears and all that stuff. And
What a
how,
great time.
yeah,
To do that night, they flew it in 45. So they had to start designing in 44 during the war.
jeez.
And that's a fine air. Have you flown the early ones? The early ones really flew a little better, up to 60 maybe, flew better than the later ones. They didn't have the heavy springs on them for stuff.
Oh,
They flew nicer.
no,
The littler tail ones.
no, I just, mainly T-34 and actually, I almost owned a Debonair, which would have been in the same boat, but
Yeah, I've flown a lot of them too.
yeah, and that, but
A
no, never the
T-34.
V-tail.
Oh, I've flown a lot of all of them. But the T-30, when I first flew the T-34, I thought that's the nicest flying airplane I ever flew. Then I got to fly in the back seat of a T-28 and fly it. So I said, oh, the T-28, man, that thing flew nice. Then I got to fly an extra 300. Oh, that's like cheating, man. That airplane is awesome. It was
Yeah.
great flying. It made flying aerobatics in a Satabra, and then you get in that extra 300. It's like, hey, this is cheating. This is too easy.
I took 3 hours in a Satabria. It cost me $14 an hour with instructor.
Oh my goodness, what a bargain!
The first time I did a roll, I about knocked my head out because I didn't stiffen my head and I hit the
Bounce it off
tubing.
the window. I think if the grandkids want to learn to fly, I think I'll buy them a 7GC with flaps. A Satabra with flaps. I think is what I'll get them to learn to fly in. Then they can go get something else later to get all their.
You need to
And
get one with
I
a
learned-
parachute on it.
No, you don't need no parachute. Just land that sucker if it quits.
And I learned to tighten the seatbelt because I did not like the negative G thing of coming out of your seat, inverted.
Oh,
And my first takeoff, I've got full right rudder and I'm still going to the left.
pull some
And
power.
It had a little bit, it had the little heel brakes. And I had no sense of feel on the brakes. They weren't toe brakes, they were heel brakes. It was it wasn't the prettiest.
That's good. So I learned to fly in a Champ by a guy named Jack Fly. Is that not ironic?
Wow. And my first instruction was in a tri-champ.
Was it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
My first
1 hour in a tri-champ and then to the 150.
My first legal duel was in a T-Craft.
Oh, wow.
Long time ago.
A lot to say about learning to fly a tail dragger first and then transfer over. I never did get enough of takeoffs or landings in, but it was pretty cool.
My kids are going to learn in a tail dragger. Then they'll go with the nose wheel for later.
Yeah. Well,
they're going to have feet.
And the other thing about learning to fly nowadays is how about starting with the basics and fly by the seat of your pants and dead reckoning.
I don't know if my game bike could do that anymore, Ed.
Oh man.
I don't know if you can even buy a map anymore. Can you go into FBO and buy a map? I haven't bought a map because I got it on my phone and now iPad. I never take a map. There's
Yeah.
maps in the airplane, but they're not current legal maps, but there's
Yeah.
maps in there. But your iPhone has everything on it that makes you legal.
Well, as long as you don't lose it or lose any of your stuff, and
Yeah, that's
and
right.
that has happened. And that.
I remember when we was kids, there wasn't any just maps, and you was here and you wanted to go here instead of someplace, you just take the map and find where you want to go and go get the other end and kind of shake it a little bit and fold it over, make a crease, and just follow that crease where you're going.
I got a book of maps that's that thick. It's laminated. It's a great big Rand McNally. It's got all the cities and all the states you can start here. And because we used to have to plot our trip when I was driving truck
Yes.
before GPS.
And you had to know how big the bridges were in trucks. You had to go on the right roads.
If it ain't 13.6, don't
You,
go under
you
it.
ain't gonna go under it. That's right. Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
I almost got a ticket in New Jersey. Was it Yeah, it was New Jersey. I came out and I went through, I don't know, some way going towards I-80 or whatever. And it said no tractor trailers allowed. Well, my route book had this route on it. And I went through a tunnel. And I guess the tunnel was just barely 13.6. And the cops were on the other side of the tunnel and they stopped me by a rolling roadblock. And they said, "You can't go under that tunnel." I said, "It fit through just fine." He said, what do you mean?" I said, "Hey, my route book says, this is the route to take." He said, "No, you can't do that." Whatever. I didn't get a ticket though.
I said, okay, I wouldn't do it again.
I was only following directions.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, lucky in California, I didn't follow the signs, and I pulled over when I shouldn't. And so a cop stopped me, and I was trying to go to my sister's house because I came in country. And as soon as the cop stopped me, I was like, "Hey, sir, can you help me? I'm lost. I'm trying to get to my sister's house." And of course, I had my military ID and stuff, and he just gave me a warning and pointed me in the right direction.
It helps to be nice.
Yeah. Yep.
When we were kids, we were going to Nebraska from Joplin up to Kansas City, and we was lost. Man, we didn't know. The Rand McNally at midnight wasn't doing us much good. We dove off down the hill and come up on the other road through the grass to change directions, and a cop pulled us over and said, "Boys, and you drunk?" I mean, "No, we're not drunk. We're trying to get off such and such highway to go to Nebraska." He said, he checked us out and he said, "Well, just follow me." So he led us out of town, man. Got us going. But at 18 years old, it was pretty confusing. Midnight, dark, and my goodness.
Yeah, I was
Days for wasn't just nothing but maps, Rand McNally.
I might have been working for Northrop Corporation, but I couldn't find the right exit in LA to go to my interview and stuff. I was on those freeways and took the wrong turn, and it's like, you know what? It's not supposed to happen. The heck with it.
Not
I'd end up in Saudi Arabia if I got the job anyway. So instead of that, I ended up in Pakistan.
I'd rather gone. I don't know about that. That may be a wash. I don't know which one's better.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
I called David Linney, or the free flight president
Yeah.
that Bob Hunt gave me the contacts for, and spent probably 40 minutes talking with them and in regards to all the stuff that he does with the schools and educating the kids. And he said that 10% of their membership, which is about 1,000, they got 100 juniors that are signed up with the Free Flight Society and stuff. So and like Bob said, the average age came down from 70 some to, like, I guess 50 some.
Most of those are probably flying rubber band indoor free flight.
Yeah. And so we'll I'm going to be calling him again and seeing what's out there. He wanted to know what he could do to help and stuff. So just need to find the one thing I need to find out is where do I not waste my time and stuff. And in fact, he is he's getting kids and the parents to join. The kids are getting the parents to come and join and stuff.
Peter
So
Bauer.
so we'll see.
Peter Bauer showed up.
Yeah, I'll be here in a second.
Good for him.
Bob, you going flying tomorrow?
No.
Man, we flew yesterday. We flew from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock yesterday. There's 5 of us got flights in. There's Peter. Matt was
Time you
out
going
flying.
out there, Steve?
About noon.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta wait
Peter.
for it to warm up.
Yesterday, Matt was flying that Corsair.
Yeah. How did
We
it do?
We moved the lead outs, and I think we're going to take some tip weight off, and I helped him take off and land a little better. He's doing pretty good with it, I think.
Yeah, I told him to mess with the lead out guide because the way he was talking.
It's way too far back. It's still too far back, but he's learning. The airplane's really nose heavy, in my opinion, and I bet he's got 4 ounces of tip weight on it. I said, oh, that's making it cock out too on takeoff. And you start rolling, that tip weight doesn't want to roll, and the airplane turns.
So does it crab walk then?
Yes, whole bunch. So I told him, I said, first of all, we got to get the lead outs forward, go home, turn it upside down, and balance it and weigh the wing. And just make it weigh an ounce. That's all the tip weight you're going to need on that airplane. You're not doing tricks.
Also,
What Corsair is this?
It's a foam Corsair.
Oh,
Yes, it's
okay.
an RC foamy that he's put a belt crank in it.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
it
then
looks real nice, but he's having trouble trimming it out. So there was a string that everyone was telling him what to do to trim it out better.
I think he's going to gain on it. He put a lead out guide on it, and the airplane's flying level, but their lead out guide, if it's too high or low, if you're carrying 4 ounces of tip weight, that's too much.
I'm going to need 1.5 ounces because it's equal panel wings.
Yeah, but it's just you think it's got a 30-inch wingspan? Peter?
Yeah, something
It's
around
It's
there.
not so big.
Oh wow. Yeah,
But anyhow, he's learning.
I took my T-34 RC and put a belt crank in it. It's basically ready to test fly whenever the weather changes.
Yeah, some of those RCRs, they weigh so little that
Oh, the foamies, yeah.
yeah, the foamies, they weigh nothing. My wife's Twin Otter weighs absolutely nothing. So when you drop the flaps, the plane kind of just goes up and keeps going.
Well, this one that I have is a balsa ply and monocoque, so
Okay.
it flew real nice RC wise. And I was going to put a sound system in it, but they don't make them anymore
No
that
one
I could find. Somebody had me go to Motion RC, and it's out of stock.
Who used to make those?
There was a guy in Canada that retired that was pretty popular. There was only like 2 places that I know of.
I'd have to go downstairs and find. My dad had one in his Cub, and I don't know if that company's still in business, but I still got that one.
Didn't you have one in yours, Robert, in that shoestring?
Yes, I got one on the shoestring.
Well, if you Google it and you look at the companies, every one that I tried was either out of stock or closed. And luckily, one answered me, the guy in Canada, and said, "No, I'm out of it."
Just get you a playing card and put a
Yeah.
clothespin
Yeah.
on. Let it.
Yeah.
I use the fuselage as the speaker.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's all right. It's nothing great. It's on the ground. You can hear it. You can't hear it in the air.
think there's a airplane manufacturer that's building Mustangs and putting Rotex in them. And
Yeah.
they have a speaker when they start up. It's like a Merlin starting.
3/4 scale fiberglass. Or,
Yeah, I think so.
I think I saw it at Oshkosh.
That's right. Molded. It's a molded airplane. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no
all
about
the panel lines, rivets, and Zeus
it.
fasteners
Everything.
are there.
It is.
Yeah, out
All
of
molded.
Germany.
Yeah,
Yeah, scale wings, I think, out of Germany.
It is. They're selling them out of Bentonville, Arkansas, or somewhere in Arkansas. Is one of the dealers for them. Just 100 miles from here.
Years ago, have you ever heard of the Stewart P-51? It's all
Sure. All aluminum. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, we tried to work with him and do the quick build stuff for him because we were doing the Vans. My buddy over in the Philippines, we do the quick build for the Vans aircraft. My buddy does, and so, but talking with Stewart, we just couldn't make a deal. And then all of a sudden, he's doing something I think in Hungary that fell through, and then he tried to do South America. So, but that was pretty impressive.
That's a hot
That had
rod
to be
airplane.
Yeah, that had to
That's
be
a hot rod airplane.
Hey, Ed, I got it pulled up at Motion RC. There's one.
in stock.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they must have got him in then. Although I said, email me if that option was there. I never got anything.
Motion RC. What did I do my Google search on? Sound systems for model airplane.
Yep.
GT 59.99.
Yeah, good. I better order one before they go out of stock again.
And what airplane's that for?
I did a T-34. You know, since I help out at Brodak, you got the circle there, so it's like.
That's Ed. See, is that what you're looking for?
That ain't what mine is.
Yeah, this one, I don't know. I'd have to read up on this one a little bit. This is, I bet you can turn it off and turn it on. And these are the ones that they change the sound based on the throttle.
Right.
Well, that'd be even better.
That's a different type of speaker system and stuff that I've seen. Interesting. I'll have to, like I said, I'll have to read up on it.
Yeah, Motion RC.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
I think my sound box makes 4 different engine sounds, Continental and 3 others.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And yours, it doesn't change sound based on the throttle input, right?
No, it does.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah, the volume raises,
Yeah.
engine RPM.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you what, probably 10, 12 years ago, when they first came out, a guy had one in a foamy P-51. And I was surprised on how realistic it was for as a P-51. It was amazing.
Ed's Constellation. It doesn't sound like a Constellation, but those 4 little IC engines running sure do sound good.
Sounds like 4 weed eaters off in the distance.
Sucker, it's bad. Boy, I like it. That's a man's airplane right there.
They're all in harmony.
A man's airplane. So you're saying that's why you fly it?
I did wish I could fly it. I tried to fly it. I just think it's cool. Big old rascal. That's not the one you want to go win the worlds with, Peter.
No.
Too big and heavy.
I gotta remember, what's the limit in F4B? 7 kilograms?
His are 12 pounds. I don't know what.
Okay, that's under then. Yeah, that's under then. That's still a lot.
That's still a lot of airplane.
I was surprised on what the max weight was and stuff.
The wing loading on that Connie's higher than the B-17 even, I think.
When I used to fly the Sky Raider, that's a top flight 60 size Sky Raider, that was like 11 pounds, and that was plenty for me.
Oh yes. You know, I wanted to do a high flight one time, and he says, "Oh, you can try it if you want, but a high flight's pretty tough." And I said, "Well, I want to do a high flight instead of doing that missed approach. That missed approach is That's harder than you think it is to do it right. Very difficult to do it right. So
Yeah.
I signed up for high flight, and when I landed, I said, "We're not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that." I learned my lesson. It about pulled me off my feet trying to go around the circle. My goodness,
Uh,
Yeah,
learned my lesson.
some of those maneuvers, you can do them, but to do them and get a good score, they're hard. That missed approach is harder than you think.
Yeah, darn right it is.
Getting it down right in front of the judges.
And not touch
Yep.
and get. I like to get it down to 18 inches. I don't know what the rule is, but like to get
Yeah.
it down there like pretty close. And
It's
you got to
easier-
start up a little higher. And
It's easier to do the touch.
The touch and go is easier than the missed approach.
Yeah.
You got the right thinking. Get your twin engine fixed geared flapped airplane and have a nice day.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think some of the other guys in the UK figured that out also because I saw what they're building.
And I don't know, it'd be interesting to put 8 or 10 ounces in her Kathy's airplane just to see if it'd make it not float as much.
I had to take a lot of the flap. It flies fine, but once you drop the flaps, it don't want to come down.
Yeah. You have to slow it down a lot.
Yeah, it don't want to slow down. It don't want to come down when you drop the flaps. So
It's doing its job. They're doing their job.
I had a RC AT6,
yeah.
and I was lucky enough to where it surprised me. I could wheelie land it or I could 3-point it. And I just got everything set up right, and it was amazing. And once you have it set up, it's just like trimming an airplane. Geez, it was actually kind of easy and stuff. I was living in the Panama Canal, and we had Howard Air Force Base, which was closed. Is it Howard? One of them that was closed. I worked at Howard. It was the other one. Albrook. Albrook was closed, and it was 12,000-foot runway. We'd go out there and fly RC and stuff. You could take across the runway and have plenty of room.
Oh, I bet.
But I was able to land that airplane, give it full throttle, don't even touch the elevator, and it just stayed on the mains until I bumped a little bit of up elevator and
Oops.
stuff. A lot of fun. I put a lot of fuel through that engine.
When the flaps are down, the faster you go, the more the tail wants to raise.
Yeah. In fact, last airplane I flew was the T6 that I helped my buddy rebuild and stuff out doing barrel rolls over LA
I'll be darned.
and stuff. That was nice. He wouldn't let me take it off or land it, but I got to barrel roll it and fly it around. Poor guy though, passed away from brain cancer. He was the chief Flying Tiger 747 pilot. And
Oh, really?
yeah, he helped me with getting all my airplanes and parts out of the Philippines over there, and I used his hangar for a little bit, and we helped each other out. So we took that T6, and you know how the console is, the side panels and all that.
Yes.
Every piece was I took every piece apart, blasted, new bearings, Imron paint, all back together. He got all new stencils made for the stencils with all the data and stuff. It was beautiful.
Man, you take the left side off a T6 and look at all the wires and the throttles and the cables and the push rods and the collar pins. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on right there.
Yeah.
Great
you ever
airplane.
seen the wiring on a fighter jet, Joe?
No, not new ones.
They got bundles of wires. They're all the same color. I don't know how the hell they do it. Bundles of wires that big around, and it's tied every 2 inches with dental floss. They got a great big plug on it, and they plug them together.
And it works.
And it works, yeah. Them guys are geniuses. I guess they got tracer wires on all them white wires, but
surely they have something. I don't know what it'd be, but something.
But to the naked eye, it looks like a big bundle of white wires.
Yeah, I use that wax string to tie it. and
When I
stuff.
built the
Yeah,
ramp,
dental floss.
I just used the tape, the string that I tied the wing on with. It's a waxed nylon,
Yep.
and I just used that for all my wire tying. Did the old boat knot, doubled over and put a knot on top of it, and snip it off. And that stuff will last decades, decades.
I don't know how many miles of wires in an F-14, but it's a whole lot.
Oh, there's a bunch. I think the Apollo capsule, they think it had 12 miles of wire in the Apollo capsules. Unbelievable. Tiny
Thanks.
wire.
Did you see that picture floating around the internet of a gal? I don't know how tall she is, but she's standing next to a stack of notebooks that's over her head, and that's all the code that she wrote by hand so they could get to the moon.
Is that right? Oh
Yeah.
my word.
Stacks
Wow.
and stacks and stacks of code over her head.
I wish Mark had come in. He gave me a good book to read called Apollo. Let me think. I have to go back and get the book. But it talked about the computer design and the stuff, the work through to get to where they got. When they started off, they didn't know what they was going to do. They didn't know how to do that in 1966 when they started figuring it out.
They don't know how to do it now.
They done forgot. I'm not going to the moon, no matter who's buying.
Those talking about wire bundles, the biggest pain in the neck is a new aircraft, because any bad crimp or anything like that. Oh yeah, there you go. Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Isn't that amazing?
Where did you find that?
I typed quick. I Google searched. I just did a Google search. What did I do? Pile of code or stack of code for Apollo missions.
Margaret Hamilton, the software engineer for the Apollo program, because she wrote by hand. Yep, that's the picture.
So she took over from Katherine Johnson then.
Don't know. The black gal, you mean?
Yeah. Yep. Wow. But yeah, try to find a troubleshoot a problem when you've got those big wire bundles, those big cannon plugs and stuff.
One pin could be not touching just right. Just one.
I had a DME intermittent, and everybody tried, so I got on it, and they said don't give it back until it's fixed. And it was one of those big cannon plugs, and one of the pins, which was for the DME, was not locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it was. I had to troubleshoot an intermittent landing gear, electric gear, and found it, and it was a poor wire strip for a splice. And that same thing with a pressurization problem. They are not fun to find, but it's rewarding once you do find them.
And then you think, God, this is stupid. Why is it in the last place I looked?
Yeah, well, yeah.
How much wiring's in a 747?
Oh my golly.
You know, it'd be miles of wire, wouldn't it?
I forget, because I was at Boeing with the first ones, the 747-400s, and in fact, the airplane that I was there for, because of Cathay Pacific and Pratt and Whitney, they ended up having to redo it and throw everything away and start over again, and it delayed the whole program. But yeah, my golly.
Peter found it.
How many miles?
140 to 170. One. Oh, is that all? Is that all?
That's still crazy. That's remarkable.
Yeah. Can you imagine weighing thousands of pounds? Boy, you got that right.
Well, it's little bitty wire because it's a 24-volt system. A tiny wire. That's how come they used a 24-volt going to the moon to get light. You know, use lighter wiring and lighter switches and stuff. What they did to go with that, them boys were on the high. That was dangerous.
Yeah.
Would you light yourself on fire sitting on top of a stick
No,
of
I ain't
dynamite?
got that kind of
Launch
guts.
the moon in
man.
a beer can?
They got guts, boy. They wanted to go. 7,700,000 pounds of thrust. Woo! That's some giddy up.
Yeah. That's serious.
Did you get your wing in your airplane, Robert? Or have you been trying to make money?
I've been doing other things.
Okay.
I'm working on my landing gear here. You like my landing gear?
That's a landing gear?
This is where the landing gear blocks go.
Oh, okay.
Got to hollow this out. This is a little different than I normally do things. I'm vacuum bagging this wing, so I can't hollow the wing out until after it's vacuum bagged. Well, I'm going to hollow this out and mount the gear, and I can hollow each end out on the leading edge with the skin on it.
And that'll be glued in the skin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
A fuselage gear had been a lot easier.
Yeah, it would have been, but these were already, I kind of already had it laid out.
Dead at ciphered. Well, I glued my elevator, the wing and the elevator and the rudders glued on my new airplane. I'm just going to start finishing it now, I guess. It's a lot of trouble to scratch build an airplane. Way too much trouble.
Boy, you got that right.
Did you see where they're already whining about the profile rules?
Oh, I don't even know what the rules are, but I don't
Yeah,
care.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Profile's got to be a 1/2 inch piece of wood. No.
I thought the legal roll was 3/4 inch thick, every thickest point. Is that right or wrong?
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you bring it and put your money down, you can fly it. As long as the engine's exposed.
Yeah, I can put up the latest revision if you want to see it.
Yeah, let's see
Yeah,
it.
let's see it. I don't know. I know the engine's got to be exposed. I think they'll let you put it on. I think they're talking about letting them put it vertical or upside down even. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you can do that. That way you can fly imitation or whatever. Ted Fancher. And the one guy's got electric airplane. It's got a full fuselage ahead of the leading edge. You know?
The trouble with the profiles is always the vibration and the tail twist.
Yeah.
There it is.
Make it bigger. Can't read it.
Make it bigger.
Yeah,
Don't know how.
zoom. Hit the magnifying glass at the bottom.
3/4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
Maximum.
3/4. Uh-huh. The engine may be mounted in any configuration. Doublers or triplers and cheek cows are allowed, including faired spinners. But the fuselage must meet the profile
Oh, wow.
of 3/4 inch.
All the
By
way
the
back to the
trailing
flap
edge.
hinge line.
Yeah.
That changed. Didn't it?
Yeah.
Now,
Used to be half.
that,
I thought it was like to the CG before.
I think it was too. They're
not,
letting you
not,
carry a thicker profile back there, I guess.
yeah, not on the one that
Electric motor profile must be fully visible except where mounted to the
Nose ring.
Airframe.
airframe when viewed from the inboard or outboard side of the aircraft.
So the motors, you got to be. Well, how you gonna
So
put
you
a
gotta
cheek
see it.
cowl on it?
Can you make it clear?
Or can it be a cheek cowl? How could you put a cheek cowl on it and still see the motor?
Well, you only
says
have to view it
inboard
from
or
one side.
outboard
Oh, inboard or.
outboard. Right. Doesn't say both.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you. Well, then I like that. At least one side can be look pretty good.
And the engine must be fully exposed from the lugs to the plug.
That's for
That's
IC.
that's an IC engine.
Yeah.
Electric motor profile must be fully visible except where mounted to the airframe when viewed from the inboard or the outboard side. So you could put a nice little thing to fit the spinner inboard
Mhm.
Right.
or outboard,
Right.
whichever way the
Or
case
outboard.
be. That's all fine by me.
Yeah,
Well, heck, I've been seeing that already out there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not.
yeah, the committee's really,
It
really
used. I
cut
think
this
you're right. It
down.
used to be back to the CG.
So what's the complaint about this?
91 cubic inches. They didn't think you should. Some of them didn't think you should have that big an engine
Right.
in a profile. We'll go for it. One of the best flying profiles I ever flew. Richard Oliver built it with a 61 cast case in it. SV11 wing and tail. Made his own fuselage.
Mhm.
That sucker'd fly. If I could get my hands on that, I'd take it to the Nats. Fly it.
My fuselage at the leading edge is 1.75 inches,
But what is it by the canopy?
1/2 inch.
There you go.
John Paris just texted me, getting the crowd excited with the updated rules.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I do.
I think it's a good thing.
It says doublers or triplers. Well, I got triplers on this.
That's fine.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta put a big motor on a profile, you better,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think it's great.
Gonna have lots of epoxy at the leading edge.
I bet.
I think
Yep.
on that airplane Richard built, he put a buster cowling on it, like a Goldberg buster on the
Mhm.
inboard. But I'm
Uh-huh.
pretty sure he took a piece of plywood and cut a T. Then it had a solid leading edge, and that T was set in the leading edge and then going forward up toward the tank area. So he's trying to get the shake, to get more shake at the wing junction, not just the nose shaking. I thought that was a good idea too. To try to slow down a little vibration on that front end.
Sounds like a lot of work.
All right, you seen enough?
I have.
Yeah.
You did well. Thank you.
Stop.
I think it's well done, John Paris, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Try something. If you don't ever try nothing, how could you learn anything?
Yeah, Brett
How
Buck
many
says
scale
he's
events
gonna-
are there, Peter?
How many what?
How many scale events are there at the Nats? There must be a dozen. Oh, don't get up.
No, there's like 6.
6 is all.
Yeah, I'd have to.
It seemed like there's 3 half A events.
No, there's one half A event.
Just one half A. I thought they had a profile half A and then a full body.
No, that's
Hey,
all this. It's hang on. I gotta pull it up. I think there's 6. I'm only the contest director. I don't know how many events there are.
Yeah.
And are all of them official? No, I don't know.
Oh, they all are. Yeah.
They're all official.
Yeah. Sport, profile, team, fun, half A, and precision. That's
There you
6.
go. That's 6.
So we need a half A electric.
Yeah, well, half the fun with the half A's is just getting them to start. So
Well, Keith had the best half A there last year,
Oh yeah.
for
Oh,
sure.
his planes are unbelievable.
He's a phenomenal builder.
Someone was talking about scratch building, and I found this older picture. That's a yardstick on it.
That's a big airplane.
That's the Islander I'm flying now. So this is
Well, it doesn't. It does. That looks bigger than that. I
no,
guess
that's,
it's not.
that's a yardstick, and
Yep.
that plane is 70 inches. So yeah,
There you go. That's about. But what's that airplane weigh? 8 pounds?
with the batteries, it's 9.5.
9.5. But they can help yourself on that. And the batteries where you put them to make it balance nice.
Oh yeah, I was running batteries that I wasn't pulling them down. They were only getting down to like 70%.
Oh wow.
So I said, okay, I can use lighter batteries, but that screwed up my balance. I had to shove the batteries farther forward. So I have smaller batteries. I took some weight out of it, but then I had to slowly, I didn't want to do it all in one move. I slowly made the adjustments with some temporary weight just to make sure I didn't go too far too much and crash the plane.
I thought my scale plane was heavy at 80 ounces.
Yeah. Well, this is this wing that's 70 inches. That's a big wing.
That's got 850-inch wing probably on it. Is it 11-inch cord, you reckon? Can
I
you
think
tell
it's
by looking?
12. I think it's 12.
12. See, 70 times 12. That's a lot of squares, man.
Yeah.
840-inch wing. And it'll fly slow.
Oh,
It doesn't have to go bullet fast to get airborne.
no. It's the same thing. It's got big ass flaps on it. You drop those flaps, and I have them scale so they really come down far. They're down 60 degrees. Man, it'll just stop the plane and it'll float.
You have to plan ahead with your throttle on that. Roll
Yeah.
that throttle off and give it a little down as you put the flaps.
That's-
Can you make them go down slow?
yeah.
Instead
Oh,
of
yeah.
snapping?
No, they go down real slow.
That would help you.
Yeah.
Digital servos let you do that.
Yeah,
now
that'd be good.
with the modern radios, you can do anything.
That's
Yeah.
good.
My Hellcat, I staggered the gear on retracting
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and stuff. You can slow it down, stagger them so they're not both the same time.
The
Fun
electric,
stuff.
the electric makes it a little easier, like you were saying, that because you can tweak the electric will immediately spin up if I need just to goose it a little bit or something. You can really make some very fine adjustments on the electric.
I think the electric has revolutionized scale for sure. I mean, that Eddie's big old airplanes. You don't get behind the power curve on them, boy. They're not going to recover.
Yeah.
Boy, you really got to watch it though. Accelerating for takeoff. Talk about torque and bad if it's RC.
Oh yeah.
Going off to the side.
If you even the Islander, if you hit the throttle hard, it'll torque in at you, but you're not supposed to hit the throttle hard.
No.
For a scale takeoff, you're slowly coming up on it. So
it probably flies at half power, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
So
I could do a 45 on it, but I don't want to try and pull my arm out.
I'd advise not. I did that once. I'm not doing that again on a 12-pound airplane. Learn my lesson.
Maybe I need that to loosen up my shoulder. That's bone on bone. Pull it apart a little bit.
I went to the therapist that I do exercises for flying model airplanes for my shoulders.
Yeah.
There you go. I see, Robert. You're going to put that in there, then sheet the wing.
Right.
I see.
Oh, that's nice.
And after it's sheeted and vacuum bagged down, I'll hot wire the inside of it out. I think I'm going to hot wire this though.
You got to do that ahead of time. But your lead out's got to go through there too, by the way.
That's right.
You got a hard time. You got a piece of plywood on both sides of that, don't you? On that piece, take it out. Is it open at the back where you can hot wire through that? No, it's not.
Right,
see?
It's open right there. Right there. You run the hot wire down through it right there.
Okay. But once it's in the wing and the wing's sheeted, how are you going to do the rest of the wing outboard of that? You can't get the hot wire in there.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, can you?
Yeah. It'll go in the hole here and come out the hole there.
Oh, you have a hole.
Right.
There's already a hole drilled. I see.
Well, I did the drop jig method. The hole's right there.
That's cool. I understand that. I get you.
But I wanted to vacuum bag these wings down instead of weighting them down. And in order to do that, you can't have the foam out of the shucks because it'll crush the wing.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
You vacuum bag the shucks and all?
If you have the centers cut out of them,
okay,
you can't vacuum bag them because it'll crush the wings.
Right.
I would love to take the centers out right now, but
you can't. I understand.
So
well, you'll put those back in the shucks, tape the shucks together and vacuum the whole thing?
No, I'm not gonna put them in the shucks.
Not
I'm just
gonna
gonna
put 'em, okay.
vacuum bag the wing as
Uh-huh.
is
As is, I get you.
and pull it down with 8 inches of mercury.
Mm-hmm.
No, because even these would crush under full
Oh,
mercury.
30 mercury, you did, yeah. Doesn't make a whole foam look like a piece of paper.
So I got these vacuum tubes. You know, I've been playing with the carbon fiber stuff. So I never done it this way. This is just a suggested way to do it. So
I can't keep thinking it'll work.
I like new stuff, so I'm trying it. It's moving along pretty slow though. But I still got 6 months to go before we fly profile till June.
Oh, that's funny. I don't even know what I'll do. It's hard to go to Nats and fly 3 airplanes, let alone flying 4. If you flew old time classic and profile and PA, that's asking a lot. What a guy needs to build is a classic profile. Fly the
And
same
fly it in all
airplane.
4 events, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, you fly it 2 for sure. The
So you need
profile.
to
Like
need to
what
build
was it?
you need to build an original Nobler profile.
I had a profile Nobler years ago, but
Yeah,
there's a trophy trainer. Is a trophy trainer a good airplane? Have you ever seen one of them?
Oh yeah.
I think they fly pretty good.
Yeah, it's Tom Warden design.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a tapered wing or straight wing?
It's a candy bar wing.
Candy bar wing.
Straight.
Ugh.
Hershey bars, we refer to it.
Yeah, I get
Hershey
you.
bar.
Piper wing.
Easy to build. You only need one rib pattern.
There's your profile Nobler right there. It's not really a Nobler. The leading edge is straight. That's something else.
Ah, that's what he's claiming it is.
But that
Profile.
ain't a Nobler.
No.
It's got a straight leading edge. It's good looking though. It's fine.
There's one.
There's a Nobler. See the taper? That's there was somebody kidded a profile Nobler out of Texas
Isn't that
25 years ago. I don't know who it was, but more
isn't
than
that BMR
Yeah, BMJR.
or
BMJ.
BMJR? Yeah.
They're doing that one now, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I got a profile Nobler out at the hangar. D Hill had kit, but it's got foam wings that aren't sheeted or cored. It's not from that. It's an old kit.
At BMJR, he went through the floods in North Carolina and stuff, and then ran into a few health issues and stuff. So he's back making stuff.
He's a good guy. I like him.
Yeah. I ordered a bunch of Ranger 21s from him for my expo. You know, I think I bought I don't know, 30 of them, 40 of them, and he worked with me really good and stuff.
What's a Ranger? Oh, that's a rubber band free flight.
Yeah,
Got the
free
bent
flight.
wing.
Yeah, it,
Shoulder
you know,
mounted.
just sheet.
Shoulder mounted wing.
Make it easy. Make it easy for them as far as sheets versus 1/16 balsa
Uh-huh.
and that.
Man, I've been flying these airplanes called a P-18 that somebody here in Tulsa designed them decades ago. And you can learn a lot flying that little rubber band powered airplane. Square wing, tips go up, tail move the wing up and down stuff.
Is that's the one you're flying in your living room?
No, that's a different one. That's just I don't know what that thing even is. It was called a penny plane. It's just a 10-inch wing and the wing's a certain size. But I've changed the fuselages and tails to get them to turn tight. There's some other ones on there that are P-18s in the gym. They got 18-inch wing and 18 inches of rubber band and 6-inch prop. I don't know. Now they got some, I don't know the rules now on the P-18s. It's just, you can learn a lot building a balsa wood airplane. But a
Boy,
kid
that's for
couldn't build
sure.
it in a day. He couldn't build it in a day. But it wouldn't take too long if he had all the parts cut out. The dexterity's a little difficult on that tiny stuff.
Yeah.
That little bitty burger I fly in the living room, I just actually cut the fuselage in two and bend it to get it to fly around circles. I'm going to fly it tomorrow morning at the gym. I'm going for 1 minute and 30 seconds out of that rascal.
Wow.
What's your emblems? What's the chicken emblem? Is that Strategic Air Command over your right shoulder?
Oh, 18th TAC Fighter Wing.
TAC Fighter Wing. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, the 67th Fighter Group,
The
and then the
chicken,
44th Fighter
the big
Squadron.
one. The big one.
Yeah, the big one. That's 18th Tactical
18th
Fighter
TAC.
Wing. Yeah. And that. Yep. F4s.
Well, I was out the hangar, I think last Wednesday, and the jets flew over, and I said, "What in the world is that?" And they were really crackling. Then I saw somebody said the F-35s, was it? We're in town doing touch and goes, and that's what they make a different racket.
We had the F-18 come in to show the flight school and stuff, and so we're out. We talked with the pilot and the instructor, and so I say, hey, listen, when you leave here, what are you going to do? And stuff. And so they got unrestricted to 10,000. So we're standing out at the end of the runway at the hold line, and they come at us heading towards us, and she puts it in afterburner as soon as she gets to us and just pulls it straight up, and we put it on film and stuff, and the town went crazy because they thought something happened and stuff.
That'll rally your collars on your shirt doing that.
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, it's just the noise. I used to sometimes have to go on F4s at the end of the runway if they possibly had a leak or something, and they would run those suckers up and possibly put them in afterburner. And oh my golly, I thought my teeth were going to fall out.
I bet.
Well, it's so bad, Joe, that you wear earplugs and Mickey Mouse ears,
It
and you
still
can still hear
vibrates your
it.
skull. It vibrates your
Yeah.
skull.
You feel it.
Yeah.
I was alert duty, and so I used to our revetment was right next to the runway, and so I was real good friends with the pilots. And when they would go off for a flight, I would go up on top of the revetment, and they would see me up there. And so here you got a two ship coming in to land, and all of a sudden you see gear go up, flaps go up, full power. They drift over and buzz me, and then come back around and land. It was so cool.
No, I guarantee you. No doubt. Man, power.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable power.
We had to be airborne within 5 minutes, fully loaded.
They can't taxi very far.
Well, for us, we were right next to the runway, so it didn't matter.
Turn out and turn left or right and go.
Yep. Go forward about 200 feet, turn left and go.
They might have been taken off where the electronics even got wound up good.
Yeah.
How long
Yeah,
it take?
exactly.
It might take a little longer that back in the 60s to get the electronics wound up.
Get that gyro going. You kind of need it.
There's rules on that too.
Yep.
I don't think there are any rules in the military. They just do what they want.
That's right.
If somebody's shooting at you, you're not gonna worry about that gyro being spun up. I want it in the air.
Yeah, we were about 500 feet from the runway at Miramar. Maybe,
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Hangars here, tarmac's there, and the other side of the tarmac is the runway.
We're in full Christmas mode here. I wrapped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 presents since I got home a while ago.
Are they all for you?
No, heavens no. I hope one of them might be. Went by and got Colene's and I wrapped it too.
I
She knows what the presents are and she knows what paper she wants them. So she lays them on that table and cuts the paper she wants for each present. Then I do the folding and taping.
I had my son, he wanted to buy me something, so I'm getting a mini bandsaw.
Oh,
It's only 14 pounds and it comes with metal bits, wood bits, and diamond bit in case you want to do something serious.
on a bandsaw.
Yep.
Is it a
So,
vertical or horizontal bandsaw?
vertical.
So 14 inches tall?
No, that's how much it weighs.
Oh, 14 pounds, you said.
Yeah.
I got you.
That must be really
PROXON, I think it's the company. I just typed in mini bandsaw and then read all the reports, and everybody else was in the 30-some pound range. And the guy said, if you're the hobbyist, this one at 13 or 14 pounds will certainly do whatever you need.
I mean, if you're cutting balsa wood and 1/8-inch plywood, you don't need a massive
Right.
cutter.
Yep. So, and have to take all that room up.
Yes.
So I got the mini drill press, the mini cutting saw, the mini sander.
That
You
one.
see my mini spindle sander?
Is that a tapered one?
No, I was gonna buy a regular spindle sander, but I got no room here.
Well, make yourself big.
Well, let me
Please.
get it. I gotta dig it out here.
There you go. There it
That's
is.
a nice looking sand. That's a nice looking rig.
Yeah. Well, I didn't pay that much for it, I can tell you that.
This might be a bigger one.
Yeah, that could be.
Proxon, oh, micro. That might be a bigger one.
Where's it show the weight? Go down below. No,
Table boats.
that looks like it.
Tabletop size only 7 by 7/8. That's.
Yep.
I bet that's it.
What's the throat measurement on that?
It says it right there.
Well, yeah, but I can't.
5.29 inches. 5.29, Carl.
5 point. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. There it is, bigger. Throat 5.29.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 5 and 29 30 seconds. I'm sorry.
Five.
Almost 6 inches.
So that's perfectly fine for what I'm trying to do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Table size 7/8. So that's probably it. Good. Let's see what Sparky's got.
I just put
I've
this.
never seen one like that.
It's a win. It's in my store, my Amazon store. But you just I clamp it to a 2x4, and then screw the 2x4 to the bench. You change the spindles out. But I wanted a big one, but I got no room for it. So this here is a handheld spindle sander, and it'll take all the way down to 3/8. I got a 1 inch in it now. Come off there. There we go. Just slide this sanding drum over that. That's 1/2 inch.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't go up or down, it just rotates, right?
No, it goes up and down and rotates.
Oh, wow.
It's an oscillating spindle sander, and it's cheap too. $54, I think.
Yeah.
But got 8. Let's see. Oh, 6 speeds. Pretty cool.
That's pretty good. That'll do most everything you're going to do on it.
Oh yeah.
Well done.
Sparky,
I did-
did you get what I sent you?
When?
I sent it out a week ago or so to the address. Once I confirmed your. Pardon me?
I did not.
Oh, well, okay. Hopefully it'll show up before Christmas then. Okay.
7521 is the address you sent it to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, our mail's been spotty here.
Peter, where do you live? Are you in Chicago area?
In Chicago itself.
Well, it's Matt Colin's up there, you know. Do you
Who?
know Matt?
No.
Okay, he's a pretty good stunt flyer. He working at O'Hare.
Where does he fly out of then?
He just been there for about 5 months. I don't know. He went to a contest when he first got there, and he was flying. And somebody comes and said, "Who are you, and where did you come from?" He was taking their trophy from him. Who are
Got
you, and
Mike-
where did you come from?
Mike Schmidt's up there.
Is Mike up there too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good.
There's not that many places to fly anymore. That's the problem.
Uh-huh.
Harley Man is up there. I don't remember his real name, but let's see. Bill Bailey's coming in the last 15 minutes, and we're not going to have an after party tonight.
That's all right. I'm sleepy anyhow. Hello, Phil.
Oh, he's got the rotating Christmas tree.
Nope, not quite, huh? Okay, let's get a little bit bigger. Okay, let's see.
Can't hear you, Phil.
And then
Can't hear you at all.
how was your dinner?
I say your lips are moving, but nothing coming out.
I have. Then someone made made a little extra spaghetti. Finishes that. Dinner's at the house. All right. I had 2 big
I
old
hear
plates.
somebody talking somewhere, but I don't know where it's coming from.
There's a key.
Bob, you got
That's
several chats in the
Wait a minute, let's see.
YouTube.
I get that tissue
You
out
want
of
to check
here.
them out.
Okay.
Get the tissue out of this one, then we'll put it in the bottom of the bag.
Let's see here. Yeah, Chris. There we go. Chris
Here.
Stemmer. Yeah, he's up there. Pete Day. Be the Pete Day. Merry Christmas to you, Ray. My brother was an F-18 pilot who got the same chance to show off for my daughter's back in the old NAS Dallas. And they were in their 40s. And they still talk about it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Steve Berry, how's everything?
Yeah.
Christmas week, yay!
Well,
Circle Masters is in Milwaukee.
Yes. They no longer have a contest though.
You are talking about Jack, honey. I'm not quite sure if he knows how to be a good boy.
Who said that?
I don't know what we're
I
hearing.
think, is that Vicky talking?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's Phil's wife that's talking. We can hear
Yeah.
her, but not him.
Yeah.
Phil, we can hear your wife, but we can't hear you.
That was a total look of confusion.
That was a what the?
Hank Hill would say, "Dang it, Bobby."
I think she's paired up Bluetooth with something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
all over. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
She's paired up with
With the
that.
computer.
Oh, hold on just a second.
Technology. Gotta
Yeah,
love
you
it.
gotta love it.
It's all awesome.
His
Better
lips
than
are moving and her voice is coming out. I hear some airplane.
That's like a Dremel tool.
Cutting,
That's a
See,
dental
cutting
work.
something.
Dental work going on.
Dremel tool or router.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Hey, there we go.
Let me punch
There you
out
go.
and come back.
No,
You're
we got
there.
you
Yeah,
now.
you're
You're
good.
there.
You're good.
We can hear you now.
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
All right. It'll be okay, Papa.
He's
So
only
the-
got 15 minutes, so he better go quick.
Do you have snow on the ground, Peter, at your house?
No, it's gone already.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
We're going to be 75 degrees, I think, in the near future tomorrow. It might have made 75 today. It was nice.
It's
Windy.
It's supposed to be by Christmas like 55 here.
Yeah. Like
we're
we're
gonna
going to
get-
break records. You too, Steve? You guys are going to be in the
We're
low
gonna be up to
70s Christmas?
69 on Friday,
Yeah.
Boxing Day.
59. That's only 20 less than I need.
69.
Oh, 69. That's only 10
69.
less than I need.
Oh, you can fly on a 69
Come on.
degree day. That's beautiful weather.
Yeah. Oh,
It'll
and the
be
wind's not
69
gonna be
and
bad.
40 mile-an-hour winds.
4 miles an hour? Man,
4 to
40.
11
Oh, 40.
on Friday. Wow, Friday's gonna be good.
Okay,
Tomorrow's
Phil, you got 10
Can you
minutes. Go ahead. Yeah, we hear
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hear you now. Cleared the
Okay.
land. Take one left. Turn
Yeah,
off the
there-
3-1.
Yeah.
We'll go in there.
Your lips were moving and your
Yeah.
wife's voice was coming out.
Yeah, well,
Oh, well, you hear
that
it
was
says,
something.
it says my mouth was moving and your voice was coming out.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
Your
telling you,
voice
ain't
changed.
technology wonderful, guys? Good grief. We just got home and apparently both of us tried to fire up electronic devices at the same time. But hers
Paired
apparently is
up.
a little fat. Hers is a little higher power.
It paired up first.
Yeah.
That's
It was
funny.
funny.
That's funny.
So how is everybody? Everybody ready for Christmas?
Yep. Been flying.
Yeah.
We went flying.
Oh Lord, it's been too cold for that here. Tommy borrowed my rods today. He's going to build. He's building a new plane for next year. And Kermit is out of town until first of the year. Buddy, I haven't heard from it. I may call him tomorrow. But you're asking something about the tree. Yeah, there's a train in the tree. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but there's
Yep.
one in the tree and there's
midway.
one on the floor.
But, oh, it's not moving. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, it's moving.
The tree's moving.
Oh, tree's moving.
Tree's moving, the train's not moving. If a train's moving as close to me as it is, you're going to hear a lot of train noise. It's right there.
You got a whole
But-
bunch of children. Look at all the stockings on the fireplace.
Oh yeah. But we also got we got about 2/3. No, we ain't even got that, but less than it's less than half is what she said, the decorations on the tree this year, because we both just pooped out. There's less than half what there usually is, and there's no lights in the center of the tree. We just, with all the people in the hospital and everything we've been working with, we just haven't had the time this year. I hadn't finished my model. I haven't done a lot of things I usually do this time of year. But we're still kicking.
There you
I'm a
go.
firm believer if he leads you to it, he'll lead you through it. So we're still kicking. I'm gonna be kicking till I can't kick no more. May not be kicking near as high, but I'm doing the best I can.
Don't let the old man in. That's what Clint Eastwood says.
Yeah, that's it.
It's all good.
So how's your plane coming, Joe?
I glued the rudder on it today.
Cool deal.
I'm going to fly rubber band airplanes tomorrow, so I won't work on it tomorrow. I may go out
Yeah.
Wednesday morning for a little bit. I got to make them 2 wooden pieces that go back over the fuselage mount and I got a few things to do.
Yeah.
I should have put a coat of dope on the wings today, but I didn't.
I know that feeling. I should have sprayed a coat on my airplane. It
takes a
was
lot of
clean and
coat.
clear outside, no wind blowing. It was only about 40 degrees, but I figured out if I shoot it and bring it in the house and get it near the furnace in the heated room in the basement. I got one room in the basement that's heated. And it's a pretty good sized room. But anyway, take it in there and just move it around a little bit and then take it and set it over in the corner. It'll dry just fine.
You
Yep.
need to turn the air conditioner on, not the heater.
That's right. You're going to
Well,
drop.
yeah, I got a dehumidifier. I've got a dehumidifier in the basement.
Okay.
That's what you want. My hangar's
Yeah.
cool, so the dope dries slow, but you put a coat on it, go back out tomorrow, and
Well,
it's getting tighter every day.
I put what was it? Two teaspoons per pint of retarder in it, and it seems to do all right. I've been doing it on another model, not the. I'm doing two models. One of them's half A, and one of them's my old timer. And the old timer means something to me. The half A is just a half A. But
Electric or 049?
this one's 049, but it's the new one will be electric. Right here's the next one.
See a white
Piece of foam board and piece of foam board and some spars, and that's electric. Right
Is
here's
anybody flying electric indoor control lining that you know of?
No.
I've done a little bit.
I wouldn't mind having a little electric half A. Do they fly them on 20-foot strings? How long do you fly them on?
I was 35.
How much head clearance
you know, you can't go too high.
How high
No,
is your ceiling in the hangar, Joe?
It ain't near that high. The church is 23 feet, but if
There
you're
you
standing
go.
up, you can't have 20-foot lines. You could only have
Right.
18 or 19.
About 18.
Yeah.
But I know how fast they go. Could you fly on that short of lines and get away with it?
Well, did you see the new
I
twisted
did.
hobbies
The
control
one
line?
that Big Gore had to raise his hand to make it go up and down. Is that the one you're talking about?
I'm not sure, but it looks like it might be doable because it's real slow and was doing loops. Yeah, they just came out with it maybe month, 2 months ago.
What's it called?
I might see that.
It said Twisted Hobbies.
Twisted Hobbies, and then on search go to control line. I've got one. I just haven't assembled it yet.
I don't have any place to fly one around here.
Well, I don't.
No armory?
Our church has got 23 foot, I think. Choose I want control line, you said.
Need a basketball court or something with 40-foot high ceilings.
That'd be even better.
Also,
would
we
be
have an
good.
armory that has a higher ceiling that we're supposed to try.
That the one?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the newest.
Wow.
Now move arrow over and I believe it'll show you a video somewhere. Is there any more?
Boy, it's got carbon fiber all over it.
Boy, it does, though.
Anyway, if you search internet, you can find there it is. There it
Check
is, right
it out.
there.
We got time to watch it?
Yeah, go ahead. Make it big. There you go.
I want me one of them. See, that's a short ceiling. That ain't a high ceiling.
No.
That's not 25 foot high there either.
No, it looks like about 20-foot lines,
Yeah.
maybe 15, 20.
That's a nice speed, yeah.
Oh, that's just more fun to barrel the monkeys. He ain't even moving. He's standing there.
Well, there ain't no wind, Joe.
I know, but it don't got no line
Yeah.
tension. Don't look like to me either. I'll be flying it on thread.
Yeah.
It does fall to the earth, doesn't it?
Oh,
It
yeah,
comes
I
to
bet
the
it does.
earth. That's a square.
I have never crashed, but I have proved that gravity sucks.
I'll be darned. That's a
nice.
little bitty area. That's
It looked like
pretty.
there was extra corner on those squares, but
That's a tennis court.
It is.
Yeah.
it is
So
an
that's
indoor
got a
tennis
fairly
court.
high ceiling, but still, if you look at the height, if you look at the length of the lines,
He's not flying on over 20-foot lines, I don't believe.
It's
Well,
Yeah,
you know
there's
what?
air brakes on that
It
thing.
fits
All we gotta
inside,
do
it fits
is-
inside the tennis court.
I just have to see what the size of a tennis court is because
That's
it's
right.
as wide as the tennis court.
That's exactly right. It's got too much tip weight. You see that?
Yeah.
Look how tiny that is. Holy mackerel. I just think that's
How wide is the
yeah.
tennis court? 36 feet is
Yeah.
how wide a tennis court is.
So he's
It's
flying on
18.
18s.
Yeah, less than 18 because he's got an arm out there.
Yeah.
It could be 18, could be right on. Yeah. That's good stuff right there, y'all. I like that.
It is.
I'd put a rubber band on that and
just
make it
looks
fly,
like
Phil.
fun.
I'll
Look
get
at
me a
that thing
couple.
turn.
Hey, if you look at the air conditioning ducts there, you could turn on the wind.
Yeah, then you could have to back up. Look at that.
I don't think it can do
That's
a
got to be
vertical
slow
eight, though.
motion.
No, those things fly. I've seen the indoor guys fly that.
Have you?
Not control line, but the RC ones fly that.
Yeah.
Real slow.
Yeah.
Did he do a reverse wing over? Let's see here.
I don't know if he did or not.
He hasn't.
Outside loops right there. I want to see a vertical 8 right there. Get out
Yeah,
there.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I
it can
want
do
to see
a
that
vertical eight.
too.
Well, you're really asking.
Oh, that's squares.
He's done squares and triangles.
Yeah, he did triangles too, I think. That's
Got rat
just.
turds on
Here
it.
comes your outside square. Doink.
Oh man.
He leaned on her hard, didn't he? Look at that. May be doing a true 5-foot corner, y'all. Look at that.
It is. It's
You know,
good.
It's doing a
hey,
true 5-foot corner right there.
Hey, Steve, this is a good training video
Yeah,
Yeah.
or judging video.
right.
It's kind of slow motion, but yet
He can't get to 45. There's not enough ceiling. That's just incredible, I think.
I like that.
I know
That's
what I
just
want
fun.
for Christmas.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
cute as a bug's ear. That's as old Reba McEntire. That's cute as a button.
36. Let's figure out how long his lines were.
Not over 18 feet.
36. Oh, clear.
Got two of them.
Yeah, that one.
That one's a little bigger.
Yeah,
Divided by 2 equals minus.
It's got a video too, Steve.
He's flying
That
on
may be-
15-foot lines.
Probably right. Yep.
there you go.
Well, this is
Oh,
just
that's
cool.
not indoor. That's outdoor.
Oh, that's
No, this is
outdoor.
outdoor. Lines are a lot longer.
That's for
Now-
real right there.
Yeah, Mike Lunke has one of those that he was going to give to Dennis Adamissing, and he put a little bit more power in his than
That's
what
flying right there.
it comes with.
That's sure enough flying right there.
Flies pretty good.
Yeah.
It does.
Let's see when he gets to the overheads what it looks like.
Yeah, I want that a vertical. Oh, see, I want to say hourglass. Whoa, Bessie, look out now.
Out of power.
Probably out of battery.
Could be, Robert.
Triangle.
Here's your outer triangle. Should be.
That thing does turn.
Yes, sir. Wouldn't that be a cool place to fly out there on that soft turf or wherever that is?
No two
There's your
laps
horizontal
between
eights.
maneuvers.
Horizontal eights.
There's
What's
your
kind of nice is like I said, I made some of the foam ones myself. You know, not ever flying stunt other than some wing overs and loops. You know, this is something that is won't break the bank if you've got to replace it or repair and stuff.
there's your new event, all foam board plane.
What
Yeah,
this will be a vertical eight.
there.
Vertical eight, baby.
Look at that.
Ran
That
out
was-
of food.
Ooh, boy, did you see that come to the earth? There goes he just did one. He checked it. He come back and did the other.
It
It came down to
an
the earth,
hourglass.
didn't it? It came to the earth pretty quick.
Oh, there's
Mhm.
hourglass.
It did it.
Kinda.
Wow. Sloppy, but he did it.
Here's your overhead eights. Look, yes. That's
That thing's got some
that's
authority
got
to it. I like
got
that.
some giddy up.
Yeah.
Also, Willy Nilly's that does real small half-A stuff, 020s, 049s, mainly RC. All of a sudden now he's selling control line stuff.
Hmm.
Is it the 24?
Willy Nilly's.
Oh, he almost got a
Yep,
bird.
Willy Nilly.
Oh, that's a reverse wing over, huh?
Must be getting
Beautiful.
close to being out of battery.
Was it 24 inch EP mini crack yak 55? Is that what that boy was flying? No, I don't see a bell crank on this one.
It's only the two.
I haven't found him, but I did control line. It didn't really tell me anything.
For who?
For Twisted Hobbies in the search, put control line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I searched under, I clicked the box for 3D aerobatic flyers indoor.
I'm looking.
I think they also have like a specialty one column to click on.
Controllers update system flight control.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, when I did control.
Look
Look
at
at your
that.
timer. Look at the
Good
timer.
gracious.
Oh, wow.
$32.
Kevlar cables.
So which one did you poke on? I still don't see what you poked
Right
on.
here, control line.
Control line.
So I searched for control line. It says 208 results for control line. Then I went into the categories, and there's a category under specialty aircraft control line.
Hmm.
I want to see how long these lines are.
Indoor control line, $109. 33 inch.
10 meters is
5
10
meters.
look at it, 10 meters, so 30 foot or
5
35
meters.
foot.
I thought it said 5 meters.
that's
It
5.
does 5 meters. Oh, 5 millimeters working line between the handle.
Yeah, so they're gonna give you, I think
5 meters working lines between the handle and the model.
that's 16 feet.
Like 16
16
feet.
feet. Okay, cool.
Robert was mighty close to right, wasn't he?
Well, it says 10.5 lines.
Yes.
I
At the
think
beginning,
that's-
10.5.
Yeah, I guess there's
So-
two of them.
Two.
So that's 35
Yeah,
foot.
you cut, well, you cut that down to 2 lines. That
Yeah.
allows you
Okay,
to create
gotcha.
2 5-meter working lines. That's
Okay,
that's what that
gotcha.
Plus,
means,
plus a little bit of extra. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
in case you screw up.
Yep. There's going to
And
be
then-
errors.
Nah.
And there's the outdoor line.
To
That's
err is human,
Kevlar.
and boy, are we human.
Got that right, Phil. Okay, the airplane costs that. Then they got to get you an engine.
28
That's 28,
millimeters.
that's
Or
14.
you buy their power package.
Got a
Do
power
they have 2
package.
power packages? One's a little stronger than the other?
I believe so.
I'd get the stronger one. Control throw angle gauge. How about that?
Oh, we don't.
You have to go back
That's
to
it.
the main aircraft and then go below. Go back to the aircraft.
Guys, I never thought I'd see the day when we'd see control line stuff in stores again.
All right.
By George,
Related
here it is.
products.
Click on that one. And then if you go
That's
down, you should be able to look at power packages.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
don't
that
see
one
it.
doesn't have it.
It doesn't have it. That's what I just.
Oh, there you go. You got to go click on,
Which
yeah, there
motor?
it is, recommended.
Oh.
You got 2 choices, it looks like.
2203.
Oh, I got to have the crack one. That's what you want. Everybody needs crack. Holy mackerel. That's funny.
The crack one or the,
I don't know.
Oh, that's page not found.
Which one's bigger and more powerful?
Actually, okay, the other one for outdoors has 2 different power packs. The indoor one only gives you that.
Gives you that one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. If you go to the outdoor one,
But yeah, that outdoor is too fast and too big for
yeah,
you.
you click on that one and then go down, and it should give you two different ones, or at least it used to.
Yeah.
I've got some problems on this website. It's a 2212, 10 by 4.6 prop.
Oh, wow, they changed it. It used to give you two recommendations.
And a 3S 3S battery.
That's a small pack too. Yeah.
That timer is amazing. Looks like it's got a tube.
Anyway, this is what.
I've never seen nothing like that.
What
That's
is
an
that?
LED.
It's an
LED light.
LED.
That's an LED. I don't know what it does, but there it is.
5,700 RPM.
Yeah, go
Oh.
down below and read the specs on it.
Yeah, get off the picture.
I got him.
Oh,
Suitable for Flash CL.
Oh, the aircraft is called the Flash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Easily
Adjustable
adjusted
flight time and delay is all
Yeah.
it says. Okay. You would have to go into, well, we were at the timer.
Actual
Probably
instruction.
the
Actual
link.
Here's the
instructions.
power
Manual.
system here.
that's just,
Oh, look at that. That's the
Beautiful.
whole power system. You get the ESC
that's what
and
you'd
the motor.
want right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ESC and the motor, and then you get your timer.
You're gonna need
Yeah, that's
batteries
for
in
the
your
out- that's
charger,
for
so
the-
you're into
that's
it
for
for
the
300
outdoor
bucks.
one. That's for the outdoor one.
Hey, Joe, let's get us some of these, and we'll go have a contest within a contest.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll go have a
That's
parking lot
that's
contest.
that's
and
the
some fun.
34-inch flash. Is that the right one? This one says
Yeah, that's
it's
for the outdoor
33.
one.
Yeah, the
That's
33-inch
39
flash.
inch.
There's your new event. Everyone has the exact same plane and you fly it.
And the sack, you can't be putting no extra nothing on it.
Nope. You
No
gotta,
vortex generators, no trip steps, no gurney flaps.
yeah,
Same motor,
Aw,
same
shucks.
everything.
same motor, same
Same.
plane, and everyone flies it. Then.
This is like NASCAR. You run the same thing.
Oh, God.
So that take all the fun out. Nobody can cheat.
That's
that
what killed NASCAR.
I agree
for my
with you
part.
on that. I'm out
Model
of it.
includes kit airframe with hardware without equipment or electronics. Okay.
That's just. I think that's pretty cool. I do.
That
I
is
do
pretty
too.
cool.
I think that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I don't know where we'd fly it in St. Louis.
I don't know where I'd fly it here, but I'd buy one just to have it. Just
I'd find an armory or something.
Armory. The guy was flying it on a tennis court. If you could get a little time on the tennis court.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty good because the ceiling, well, that ceiling was higher than most.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, depending on your court, you could get that.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So go rent at the tennis court instead of playing tennis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
Well,
fly
yeah,
your
fly the-
airplane.
Fly two at a time, one on both sides.
Yeah. Why would they care? You know, they're selling space.
Somebody would care.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, somebody will complain. You know that.
It says here that takes a 2203 1800 kilovolt bolt this with the volt IC 20 amp prop. Requirements: a receiver, 2-channel, two 450 millimeter lipos, and a control line kit. I don't need the control line kit. I got half A handles, and I know what Spectra, 10-pound Spectra is. That's just pretty good.
Well, tell
It-
Santa Claus.
Yeah, a little late for Santa.
Yeah.
See Santa. He must be out getting his reindeer ready.
So there's your new event for the Nats. You could even have it at the
Oh,
monthly
you do this. You do this while you're doing your
static.
yes, for the 2-hour window while they're doing all that stuff with the appearance judging. You go have a contest.
Yeah.
Have a contest for these things.
That's so funny. Oh my goodness, that's pretty cool. I got
Well,
it.
and,
That is
and
cool.
you know, an envision for the kids is making it out of foam and a little bit of wood. You know, you give them a basic size and design something, and here's what we're going to do. So
Man, Will Davis has got the airplane to teach kids with. You know,
Yeah.
he had that little bitty girl. I mean, she might have been 2 on it. He just put both lines to the up line and have her
Yeah.
hold the handle. And
Yep.
he just run the throttle where it wouldn't go too high. He just
Yep.
sit there and have Lanny let off, take off, give it gas. I mean, he couldn't go fast, but it flew on full up. He had so a little bit of full up.
Yeah.
With Brodax this year, Will Davis and Paco's boy was out there flying them, and Will had his controller. He tried to slow down real slow, so Paco would kept Kyle's down, and then Will would take off, and then Paco would take off, and he was hollering, "More power, Dad! More power! More power, Dad! Give it more power!" He wanted to catch you. Yeah, it was great.
Falco kid's gonna be dangerous. You watch.
Oh, he's a good boy. He's a lot of
He
fun.
is a good boy, but he's gonna be a good flyer because his daddy will teach him.
He can already fly pretty good.
Yeah. His dad ain't bad either.
You think?
All right, guys, it's 9 o'clock. It's
Okay.
after
All
9.
right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, everyone. Have a great week.
May you get lots of goodies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see you Monday.
See
Alrighty.
everybody Monday. Take
Okay.
care.
Friday.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Friday, rather. Yeah, this is
Friday.
Monday.
All
All
right.
right. Have a
Everybody on
great one,
YouTube-
everybody.
Everybody on YouTube, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the videos, and I'll see you later. Fair winds, tight lines. See ya. All right, that's over, and the meeting's over. All right, good night, guys.
Good night.